Hey guys, my name is Kat, and I am one of the volunteers with the Worship Arts Ministry at The Rock. And I just wanted to take this time to share my testimony with you and just let you know where God has brought me in my life, where I was and where I am now, and how I got here to be serving with all you wonderful people. So, anyway, I was actually raised in a Christian home with a Christian mother, a God-fearing mother, and a Christian father, for the most part, Christian father. And I grew up knowing about God my entire life, went to Sunday school, and our family would pray together at night. We would read the Bible together at night, and definitely was raised, I would say, with the fear of God. My mom always had us reading Proverbs, myself and my two sisters, older and younger. And we were always, I feel like I always had the Holy Spirit with me. I was baptized when I was 7 years old, and I always knew right from wrong. So when I think of other people's testimonies, sometimes I struggle trying to see if, I had this amazing testimony of just having been through so many different life experiences or struggles and different things like that. And I can honestly say that God has protected me and He has spared me from having to go through some of those things for whatever reason. But I do have an amazing testimony with how God has set me on fire for Him and has just completely captivated my heart to be more in love with Him. So it actually started when I was in college, just getting more Christian friends, and that's when I started going to the Rock Church in 2008, and I was just on this path of the American dream and just going to school to get the good grades, to get a good job, to have a good family and be able to support myself and possibly a family someday as well. So I graduated college, and my next goal was to go on to graduate school to get a doctorate degree in forensic psychology. And with 1 year of going through the program, the Lord called me to check out the Rock Church's discipleship school, Impact 195. And so I went to their open house event, and it was a Friday night of their open house event, the last night of the entire week, and I was only there for the last 20 minutes, and the Holy Spirit said, get an application. And I'm like, what? Get an application? Okay, I'll just get an application. And before I could even finish praying with some people that night, the Lord spoke and said, you're going to this school. And I questioned and struggled with it so much. This was the first time in my life that I truly heard God speak to me. And I don't know if God has ever spoken to you yet in your life and called you to do something so radical and walk by faith so much. I thought He was asking me to quit graduate school, quit the dream, quit that path, and join this 9-month-long discipleship program with no certification, no degree afterwards, no security for a job or a future, just kind of see what will come of it if I obey and do it. So in pleasing God and pleasing my parents and not quitting graduate school, I did both. I went to graduate school for that next semester, and I started Impact 195. But it was something God kept speaking to me and kept stirring in my heart, that I had one foot in the world and one foot with Him. And He was like, keep coming. He kept pulling me. And so I decided to take a year leave of absence with graduate school, and then I got a job and continued on with Impact through the program. And He still said, keep coming, child. So I took that leap of faith. I went back to graduate school and completely withdrew, got all the paperwork signed to completely leave the program permanently and finish Impact and see what God would do. And after graduating Impact, I went and served in the Philippines for a little over 8 months. And when I was there, God spoke to me and said, "This is what I created and designed you for." And I never felt so fulfilled in my life. I use a silly analogy of a spoon trying to eat spaghetti, or you're using a fork trying to eat soup. You can taste that soup to some degree and you'll still be able to eat it, but you won't be fully satisfied. You didn't get to grasp the abundance of the flavor because you weren't using the right utensil. And so, for the first time in my life, when I was doing missions, and I was actually doing music and missions in the Philippines, that was me as that fork twirling spaghetti or that spoon eating soup. It was like I am walking in my original design, and I felt so alive and so complete and content. And after coming home, I immediately stepped back into music ministry, and that's where the Lord led me to the Rock Worship Arts Ministry. And this is where I am now. God has used He's used my testimony and where He brought me from to bring me to deeper and greater levels of my design. And so my challenge to you is, if God is calling you and stirring something in your heart that may require a leap of faith on your part, I want to encourage you to take that leap of faith and do it. It says in Hebrews that by faith, without faith, it is impossible to please God. So we know that it's faith that pleases God, not our good works, not how well we sing or play on a Sunday, but by faith is how we please God. So I just want to encourage you, walk by faith this week and be encouraged. Thanks.